Hey everyone, Jason Nunn, Fisherman's Warehouse, Tuckerwell, Marks Point, with this Friday's fishing report. We're down here at Swansea, as you can see the backdrop, Swansea Flats in the background. Little bit of wind, guys. I just come off a bit of a test run out on the lake itself. Southerlies, they are going to ease. And look, I just had a look at the sea. It's not that bad. Tomorrow, they're saying around about 12 knots of southeast, thereabouts, and of course a bit more of an east nor'easter Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, when this temperature actually then starts to warm back up. Out wide, like last weekend when I'd done the report on the Friday, we had nothing but doom and gloom out wide. All of a sudden, 19.6 degrees, a little bit up towards Port Stephens, 20.5, and there's a big body of water coming down basically between Foster and Port Macquarie, 22.5 degrees. This big push, this east coast current, is now starting to get some ramp up on it and come down the coast. So I reckon over the next few weeks in particular, we're going to start to see the area, and particularly out wide here on the shelf, really come alive. The beauty of that there is what it will start to do is influence what goes on the inshore. The southerly that we've had the last couple of days, that'll trap a lot of that warmer water in on the coast. On the beach at the moment, hovering in around about 18, so we're starting to see that little bit of a warming trend even along the coastal strip. Last Saturday, some great catches out wide. Spoke to Alex from the used to be at work, and of course Gavin Cole. They fished south last Saturday. Tremendous catch of kingfish, bag limit catches of kingies down there last week. Some really nice snapper and a real mixed feed. And this is the sort of stuff, and we talked about it last Friday, guys, down on the Texas. Some days they're jigging them, some days they're catching on live baits, and some days it's just damn hard work. But that's where you've got to be, down in that deep water, all the way back up to the farm. And look, and looking at the forecast, I must say, when this wind starts to come away and just back right off, Saturday and Sunday look all right, and some really good fish down there. Alex and Gav, they got some cracking fish. So you just got to be prepared to travel and get home early when those nor'easters kick in. Tomorrow with a sou'easter, a great opportunity to get there. Inshore, plenty of flatties still off the coast, a few bonito and a few reds, but just don't look too far in it. There's the odd trag poking around, but again, with this bit of a variant in water temperature, offshore always going to be just that little bit tough through September. You know, some days you'll kill them, and other days are just going to be just damn hard work. So just remember, just move around. That's really the key. Beaches with that water temp just starting to pick up. No whiting yet on the beaches, but still some very, very big salmon up around Jules, up towards Redhead in particular. Some very big salmon on the beaches there, and you're going to start to see a few of these tailor start to move coastally. There was some big salmon came into the breakwater, into the channel this week as well, down as far as Lucy's Wall, but very, very early in the morning. And I think, guys, the tides are going to be the key. So Swansea heads tomorrow afternoon, for example, around about 2 p.m, high tide. So if you're going to do that, that would be the time to be there. Low tide around about 8, which is ideal for that estuary. Now, whiting, of course, we've got the first of the prawn runs, which will start the 8th of October, so it's not too far away at all. And of course, school holidays starts this afternoon, or a lot of them have actually probably started already. So we've got 2 weeks running into that October long weekend. Moon now, first quarter, starting to build to our next cycle of our full. A lot more fish will start to move out. Now the tailor, they've been up around Rathmines, there's been a few overfishing point, back around towards Pooba, and definitely that sort of Green Point back to Bolton Point area. A lot of tailor through that area and a hell of a lot of bait, but we're starting to see a lot of mulloway, guys. And we talked about it last week with that real variant of size, a lot of little ones and bigger ones, but there's been some better fish caught this week, and we've had some quite warm conditions too, those big nor'westers, a lot of fires locally, particularly down Little Pelican Way, got burnt out down there. So look, the cooler conditions at the moment will just temper it off. Beautiful brim right through these areas, and this is probably one of the picks when you look at this area down through here, down around Swansea Flats on that high tide. Really does offer great options for some very, very big brim. But we're now also going to start to see these flathead, they're going to start to move, and particularly at the back of the Swansea Co-op where we are at the moment, these fish start to move through this narrow part of the lake from the southern end where they've been most of the winter, and are now going to start to spread out. You'll start to see them back into Swansea Channel. The water in the channel today on that high tide when I was there, absolutely crystal clear. It was just unbelievable, that perfect aqua colour. So it just, and that's an evidence of not a lot of rain either, guys. So the water has really cleaned up. Whiting, as I said, none on the beaches, but there are starting to get a few now up on those sand flats. So tube worms, we've got plenty of tubies in. We got bashed a bit last week with that hot weather and everyone just getting out onto the water. But some really nice fish are going to start to come on. Over the next month, I really think we'll just see this fishing really kick off as we start to get into spring. And of course tomorrow, my favourite time, the spring equinox, when we've basically got the same amount of daylight and nighttime hours. So officially for me, tomorrow is the first day of spring and we start to then run back into summer. Now obviously school holidays, guys, we've got lots of combos down at work. Kids combos from around about $20 upwards, but starting combos for the kids in particular, for the holiday magazine, around about that $39.99. So we've got plenty on offer. We've still got heaps of lures that we've cleaned out in that big half price bin as you just first walk in. And look, all in all, guys, I've seen a lot of boats get towed backwards and forwards last week. Remember, check the basics this weekend. If you're going to go on the water with school holidays, check the battery, check the steering, don't use old fuel, and at least start your engine before you get to the boat ramp, and preferably the day before so you have good preparation. Remember your safety gear. Good luck to the Knights girls on Sunday. Hopefully they play their way into a grand final, and I will be seeing you next Friday. See you then.